You're watching it with the brand new Nokia Lumia 920 smartphone. Here in a full review, we already did the German version, so this is actually a German device, but it doesn't matter since in America it will look the same, feel the same, but of course there will be different colors available. And before we start with the software, Windows Phone 8, and we will check out the hardware on this beautiful but huge device actually. Actually, it's not as that small, it's as big as a Samsung Galaxy S3, and a lot of people might say that here on the bottom it doesn't feel that great since the edges are quite, well, not sharp you could say, but not as round as on other smartphones. It's not that bad since you usually hold it like this, not all the way in the corner, and even then it doesn't feel too bad, but then you won't reach the top half of the screen, and otherwise it really feels quite good. This 4.5-inch device. It's made out of polycarbonate, and there's also actually a matte version available, but only with certain colors. Let's check out the hardware first then. So, as you can see here, we have a Nokia and Carl Zeiss saying on here, and on the back you can actually clearly see yourself, so when you shoot a picture of yourself that shouldn't be a problem. But actually there's also a front camera, so you don't even need here this part anymore where you have the reflection of yourself. Then we have two LEDs actually on the bottom. There is micro USB for charging and a few holes here for the speaker, and microphone is also somewhere inside here. Then we have two screws, and only here are the only screws. On the top there is actually none, so that's quite interesting by Nokia. On the top there is the SIM slot, micro SIM here, 3.5mm. Nice design on the front, round edges, so it feels better than on the Nokia Lumia 900, this 920. Here's the front camera, a speaker, capacitive buttons. On this side there's nothing, and on the other side we have here the camera button, on and off switch, and volume rocker. So we will compare with these three devices. We have a Nokia, Apple iPod Touch 2012, Samsung Galaxy S3, HTC Desire V, and also an Apple iPad Mini, and some chocolate, and you will soon see why we have chocolate here with ourselves. So you can see here we have really nice design, and when I hit the camera button it turns on right away the camera, so this is also quite nice. But other Windows phones have that too, but other Windows phones don't have, that are slimmer maybe, is this really good shake detection, since even if I move it fast it will move a lot slower in the camera and regulate itself really quite well. So I can really shoot a picture here of my iPad, and I could have shaky hands, but it is always getting out quite a sharp picture, so you can always read here the text, maybe even on the chocolate when it's smaller. So we already did a few videos with different programs that are actually here inside the camera app, which you will find here. So you have different programs, for example Cinemagraph, Bing Scan, CamWow, Panorama, and Smart Shoot. Smart Shoot is for when you smile, for example, you can shoot a few pictures. You don't have to press the button or anything. Cinemagraph I will show you right now. Panorama, you can actually see what panorama is. Not that bad. You can go from the left to the right, and you can do a 360-degree picture. Let me go back to the camera app. Here we go, and now this is quite interesting. This is Cinemagraph, and you can actually open it up when you hit these three little dots. Open with Cinemagraph. I know it's in German, but it doesn't matter. And then you can see I shot a GIF picture with a smartphone. How amazing is that? I just held it on here on the shop, and you can see people walking around there, and I will demonstrate to you right now how you can do that for yourself. So let's go back to the camera. Let's do this. I can do Cinemagraph. I just have to hit the screen like this. So I hit the screen, it shoots a picture, people are walking around, it says it is processing, so I can put it down, and then it sees movements, for example there, not too much, neither here or there. There is movement, so I will say, okay, I don't want these two dots, nothing's happening there, I want that dot, hit this button, and then I have to say, okay, here, everything there, what's moving there, everything what is not red will be saved as movement. I can also say minus, and then I can do more red, but I don't want more red, I actually want more here from the screen to see that is moving. The more on the screen is moving, the more you will see actually people, the bigger the file will be. And the interesting part is when you say I want less of the screen, and then you can check it out right here. You see that people disappear actually in the picture. So you can do cool ghost stuff with this, but I won't do that right now, so I want a really good picture, a GIF, and then I will hit save. And this is about 6 or 7 megabytes big. I already transferred one to my Samsung Galaxy S3, so you can check it out later on here. And now you can see our result. Now I also, of course, as I said, I have it on my S3 also, so let's check that out. Bluetooth, pictures, and yeah, those are the other cinemagraphs. I have to look for it right now. There it is. So you can see 6 megabytes. I transferred it via Bluetooth, and this is an Android phone, so you can also play these kind of files on an Android phone, but you really have to watch out what you will transfer here or what you will select here, otherwise there will be ghosts walking around with no legs, for example, in GIFs. So then we have, of course, let's go back out here, select this program, CamWow, quite cool. Let's turn off my S3. You can see we have different kinds of types of effects here. For example, this Andy Warhol. Then here, these are the first 4. Quite interesting. You have, of course, a live preview. You can use also the back camera. Then you have here a few of mirrors, and then night watch, for example, and other effects. And those are the 16 effects that are actually on CamWow, and you were able to see the results before, like this. So you can, of course, switch the camera, and then it will use the back camera, and then you can check out here people walking around in weird colors. So let me actually hold the camera this way, or the device this way, since we have done enough damage with watching videos now or shooting pictures. You can see this is quite a great camera, handy even in low light, without flash. It will shoot better pictures than any other smartphone, since there is a really big sensor inside, and that's why it's this big. So it has actually a pure view technology. Now, this is Windows Phone 8, so one interesting feature about Windows Phone 8 is you can say the size of your well, I would say widgets, but they're not widgets. So you can see here we have for this one 2 options, but there's actually widgets, like for example the calendar, which have 3 size options. Let me hold it for a long time, and then you can say I want it small, wide, or just big. So let's keep it actually at that size, and I can say also I don't want it here, and then I have to hit that pin, but I won't do that right now. I will do it actually here with WhatsApp, since it's not registered, and boom, it's gone. There we go. And you can, of course, push it anywhere you want. I want it between these 4, and then you can set it right there. So that's quite easy to set. To go out, you just have to hit home, and otherwise just slide to the left, and then you can just go anywhere here inside your apps. Now, I know this is a long list of apps, and a lot of Android people are annoyed that you cannot see so many, but searching is much easier. You just have to hit the search button, and I want the store. I hit S, and bam, there it is, store. So this is, of course, a German store right now, and what I found interestingly about this store, or generally the store, is if I hit Skype or type Skype, and now you were able to see actually the keyboard, and search for it, you won't find any Skype apps. No official Skype app yet. I don't know why, maybe because it's an unfinished version on here, but there's no Skype on here. Otherwise you can always hit the app, and then you can say install, send, or actually with games it's even available for testing. So what I did, I installed the Kids Corner, which you will see right here. So it's called Kinderecke in German, quite interesting. You can have to slide that up, and then the kids will have only those apps and features on here that you set them to use. So for example, I did 2 videos, 2 games, 1 calculator, for example, so they can use it for school maybe, my smartphone. If I would have kids, I did this CamWow application I showed to you before, and maybe if they get lost, they can use the Nokia Maps. As you can see, it's always quite fast. Let's actually open Angry Birds so you can see a little bit of gaming. I forgot that in the German video, so as always, my English videos are better. I can hit I don't want sound, hit play, poached eggs. Usually the app costs, one problem with the Windows Phone devices is that their apps cost usually money or more money than on Android or iOS. Maybe iOS not so much, but Android, Angry Birds is of course for free, but maybe it's an exclusive contract with Google, so they can really have it for free. And you can see it's running smoothly. I would say, yeah, it looks quite good. I know I missed the first one, but yeah, who cares? So you can always go out, and then we are back here with Kids Corner. And what's great about Kids Corner is you can lock your phone. So I don't have it locked right now, of course, but if you lock your phone with a number, the kids cannot go into the phone, but they can only go to the Kids Corner and really use anything you set them or allow them to use. So it's great if you have a lot of kids at home that really always ask for your phone, if you just want to keep them quiet. If you go home, you want to really go home, you always have to lock and unlock the phone to really go home. Now, for not gaming but more serious stuff, we have of course also Office installed, a full version of Office, so you can use PowerPoint, Word, Excel right here. And we have here, of course, from all three of them, a sample data. And I can flip the display also. And this is, for example, Word right now. And if I just hit the screen, I think, there we go. We can, of course, do different things, like, for example, editing. Looks not that great, I know. But, of course, we can do different things. For example, can switch to different parts of the text. There's some notes for that. And so on and so on. So this is Word, looks quite great. Then we have PowerPoint, which, as you can see even here in the background, the polo lights are moving. Quite slowly, but they are moving, and you can of course also hit edit here, or I can just look at all my slides right there. For example, you can go from slide to slide with all the animations right playing on here. I wouldn't do a whole presentation on here, but small editing isn't actually that bad. As you can see, sometimes it's a little bit slow, but you can get used to that. And also Excel, you can see this is quite a heavy document. There's a lot of numbers and things in here. And well, you can still only hit somewhere, or you can select something right there, and you can change all the numbers right here on the top. Hit this, minimum, maximum, number, middle. You can say I want to do here different diagrams and so on. Everything you love about Excel is right there, and you have of course also here different parts of a document which you can set up. So let's go all the way back out again. That was Office, and now of course important things like phone is also on here, so you can also call people, for example. Here is the dial number, quite big, it's easy to type. We have a phone book, sample people in here. If you go into the phone book, you can see the Facebook. You can write directly from Windows Phone on their pin or on their wall on Facebook, which is quite great. Facebook is Twitter is also integrated inside this phone or inside Windows Phone 8, so this is quite amazing, as I already said. And then we have of course a lot and lots of other features which would take a long time to explain, but one more thing of course is browsing. So we have my German website open right here right now, and you can see this is quite fast, browsing back and forth. What I find interesting is that the bar on the bottom stays always right there. I don't know why, since that's not especially perfect. If you flip it this way, you can see that reading text is good, but there is a lot of space here on the side or on the bottom, which I would rather use for really reading, not always you're typing something in. But well, this is the brand new Internet Explorer, I guess, on the Windows Phone 8, but as always, really beautiful design. I can also go to some site that you probably use more than our site. NewYorkTimes.com is one of my favorite things to show, actually, usually here on Windows phones or on general testing devices. And then you can see here also New York Times looks beautiful. You can zoom in. This is all happening right now on a 3G. You can check that out by just going all the way out. Slide this down from the top, and you can see here H for HSPA, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi also on, but they are not connected. That's why they are grayish. So, more features in this phone is, if you hit this button for a long time, you can use Siri. You can say different things, hit for example help, and then it will help you. Right now in German, of course, you can set different languages and what you would like to look for. For example, you can open calendar, you can send an SMS, call somebody, or so on. You can also tell him to read the codes for you, which is of course great. What's also cool is you can hit search, and you can not only search Bing, since, well, that's not that interesting. You can also search for music that's playing in the background, so you don't even need Shazam or anything like that. You can actually really use here Google Bing for that. And why I have the chocolate here for is you can scan also QR codes, but not only QR codes but also tags, books, CDs and these kinds of codes that you have on all kinds of products on here. So it's not always working, I don't know why, but there you can see it found a barcode, it read the barcode, you can hit it and then it will look on the internet for this barcode. And I know this is German chocolate right now, but you can see here it says full milk chocolate, and this is full milk chocolate, and you can check on, or it checks on different websites actually, the results, and you can really compare the prices. It says, for example, 59 cents here was the price on the 9th of October 2012. So that's 1 month ago, and I think that's the real price. So what else can we show you on this device is, of course, compared to other phones, how it looks like. I already showed you the Samsung Galaxy S3, but I didn't show you how thin the S3 is compared to the Windows Phone by Nokia, which is called Nokia Lumia 920. I guess you know by now. And so you can see now both have micro USB, but the Samsung is much thinner since the camera needs a lot of space in the Nokia, even though the display is smaller. So both are the same size actually, as you can see here. Price is also about the same, and if I turn both on, you will see actually, if I go home, that the screen size on the Samsung starts here and the Nokia starts right there, so you can see it there. And here the Windows or the Samsung phone ends right there on the top, and this one ends right there. So this is the size comparison with the Samsung Galaxy S3. Then I have a Apple iPod Touch here, which is of course also a lot slimmer. But of course you cannot call anybody, the camera is a lot worse and so on. And yeah, well, there's not much else to show you actually here with these devices, especially since they are not Windows Phone. It's not really fair, and the cameras are by far not as good as with the Nokia. But thank you much for watching Devil TV. This was the Nokia Lumia 920 here in a full review. Thank you much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I guess you will enjoy this phone. Not for $600 US, but with contract it's probably a really good choice, especially since there's a lot of colors, a lot of also not glossy but matte options. And yeah, till next time, tune in again. My name is Balazs Gal. This was the Nokia Lumia 920 full review.